Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Welcome to Black and Nuance Podcast. My name is Georgette.
And my name is Snap. Yeah.
This is Black and Nuance Podcast, dispelling the ideas that all black people are monoliths because we're not. We bring our varying perspectives to pop culture, relationships, and things we go through that we can't always name. Welcome to Black and Nuance, powered by Excitement Radio. Okay, so quick light mentions. So last weekend was Art Basel.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first time going, Snap. I have to admit, Art Basel was nothing like I expected it to be. Outside looking in, right? For everyone that does not live in South Florida, Miami, to us, at least the people that live in New York and everywhere else, Art Basel looks like it's this razzle-dazzle, luxurious happening over the weekend. And when I went to one event in Wynwood, I was walking past homeless people bundled up in covers on the streets. Not to say that I have not been around homeless people, but the way they make Art Basel look, I just didn't expect it to be in an area that was a little disenfranchised. And it's almost like it's ignored, right? You're bringing all this money and all these people coming in for their events, celebrities, different people, A-listers, whoever. And it's just like an example I think I use, like how Brazil had the Olympics and it unearthed all the poverty and different things of that nature, right? Like you're talking about bringing in so millions and millions and millions of dollars into a country like that. Mm-hmm. And so I felt like Art Basel was like a mini version of that in Miami. So yeah, it caught me off guard. Wasn't expecting it. It's cool. Wasn't ready for was you have to be intentional about the events that you go to. That I wanted to go to and I didn't, excuse me, I didn't make it to a lot of these events. Some of the events I didn't know about that I wanted to go to and I would have put in press requests for it because I work at, the radio station I work at. I was just like, damn, like I was just falling into things. And then the things that I went to weren't even really popping like that. Like it was different. So anywho, I don't know if you have any thoughts about
Art Basel is fly, but you have to put the time into it and you just have to be at the right events.
Right. And I didn't feel like I was.
You can have a great experience. But again, if you just looking at the whole picture, yes, we're talking about the heart of Miami. It's an area where homelessness is high.
Wynwood, right?
Wynwood area.
Yep.
I mean, but they're trying to transform that into an art district. But it just was a community that needed to be rebuilt, and I think they're working on that now. But the homelessness thing here, I know there are options for some of these people out here, but they decide that the streets is where it's at. Remember, we not in New York City. These aren't New York City streets where the ice cold.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Homeless dudes go to train stations. No, this is out. So you see it by the expressways. You see it. I mean, literally everywhere. But again, the Art Basel experience is a great experience. If you're not from this area, you can fly in, get a great hotel, and then just do the events and focus on that.
A lot of it happens in Miami Beach, right. Miami.
You'll have a great time. But but again, because you're here and you're experiencing,
and I live here,
and you had to park and stuff.
I did.
So
sure
that
did.
was the thing. So
that is exactly what it was.
A lot of the VIPs go from the hotel to the limos,
and they're staying in Miami Beach.
Right.
That's where a lot of the stuff. I went to Wynwood. I definitely had to look for parking in some like sketchy areas. There was one event I went to because I wanted to go see our coworker DJ. I literally was parking in the hood. Right, like this homeless man was trying to help me park. And I didn't need his help parking.
That's a lot of that.
But he was expecting money.
Right.
After trying to quote unquote help me park. And I've seen this before, but I'm just like, I don't have any change for you. Right. Like he was kind of hanging around to see if I was going to give him money, but you weren't helping me do anything. Like I know how to parallel park, but but you're literally looking at the neighborhoods. You had the kids in the parking lot taking money from people so they can park in their hood. Like it was little things like that, like park in their gated quote unquote apartment building area, which was the hood. Right. So I saw all of that, but there was a heavy police presence, and I was just like, this would not be the case if this was not happening. That's what I felt like. So the other thing I want to shout out was Tristan Walker. Tristan Walker, the owner of Bevel, they got acquired by Procter & Gamble. That's a big deal. And Procter & Gamble owns Tide, Old Spice.
Oh, there's a lot of money.
A lot of household staples that we buy now. And so he's going to remain as CEO, and he'll report into Alex Keith, the president of P&G's global hair care and beauty business. But they will not relocate their business to Cincinnati, which is home of Procter & Gamble's headquarters. They're going to relocate to Atlanta. I actually don't even know where he's based now. Where is he based? I don't even know. I thought it was in New York, but he started Bevel 5 years ago, and Nas has been a very well-known ambassador of Bevel. So I just think that's dope. A Black-owned business being picked up. And so hopefully they get to maintain the integrity, right? Like, that's the biggest thing with those types of things. Maintaining integrity. So congrats to Tristan Walker. That's what's up. And the whole Bevel team. Well, his company is actually not called Bevel. It's called Walker and Company Brands. That's what it's called. So, Snap, let's get into this, right? So I wanted to talk about the random beauty trends that are happening on the men and women's side, but I had stumbled across vaginal lightening. And Vox has the article title is The Dangerous Rise of Vaginal Lightening. Basically, you're lightening your vagina, ladies. And I didn't know this was a thing, right? So I remember when we were offlining about this, when I first told you, I was like, I remember Kanye saying, like, bleach your asshole. But I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? I had no idea. So just a little bit about what vaginal lighting is, and then we'll also look at the trends that are going on the men's side, and I'll throw to you for that, Snap, since you're a man and, you deal with different things than I do. So vaginal lightening involves using a specialized treatment to lighten the vulva or general bikini area. It does not, as the term would seem to imply, lighten the vagina itself, which is located on the inside of the body. Most practitioners treat the labia majora, which is the external lips of the vulva. Most practitioners treat the labia majora, which is our external lips of the vulva. Many people request lightening the labia minor or the inner lips as well, though it's not recommended. And the reason why is, even for cases of like bleaching skin, right? Mm-hmm. This could possibly cause cancer. What is it? So they said vaginal lightening is often attributed to the widespread prevalence of internet porn, as performers tend to have lighter / more compact vulvas. Mm-hmm. I don't watch porn, Snap.
I do.
So talk to me.
Watching it. But
yeah, I didn't.
This right here, and maybe I'm in the ignorance, but this right here is more of a white woman's thing.
It seems
right?
Okay. Wait, before you go in, so it says the truth about why so many people request vaginal lightening, bleaching. Okay, so there's a woman referenced in the article. Her last name is Taub. I'm trying to find her first name, but it says she gets about 4 to 5 requests for the vaginal lightening or vaginal bleaching treatment per day in terms of the popularity services she offers. It says she quotes, when you look at the porno industry, for the most part, you see Hungarian, Russian, Eastern European girls. There are light-skinned girls with pink vaginas and anuses who've never had any babies. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants a pink anus. Okay, your perspective on the...
And again, it's the look. It's the close-up shot of porn. But again, for the most part, that was a white industry. That was, for white women, whether it was the hair. The first signs of, like, manicured vaginas came from the white women for the most part. Remember pornos back in the days? The women used to have hair. Then all of a sudden, the hair got thin. Nowadays, there's no hair. And I think a part of that is you don't want to shave yourself to where you got hair bumps or anything like that. You don't want to put a razor to your crack hole. So a lot of that, I thought people would use like Nair or something like that to kind of, or what was the hair removal?
It's Nair, but Nair... It's you just don't want to put that on your vagina. I've used it on my legs before.
Okay, and so I know there's a company down here that's huge. Now, so for me and my knowledge of it,
huge in
I know
Miami?
that it was huge as for white women to do it. The black women that I remember, one time I asked one of them, like, why you don't shave down there? And I don't know. She just said she just never thought to shave. But in other cultures, that's a thing. To have that baby look, to have that bald look. So that's
to your point. It said they're referencing it as far as like because there's women that depend on this for their quote unquote jobs. Directors always wanted vulvas and vaginas and anuses to look more youthful and less pigmented.
There we go.
To make it like pubescent, right? Like you're
right.
12.
So we don't want no hair
like
in there. So and then some areas where hair grows a little slightly darker than the others, but the vaginal rejuvenation type stuff.
It's the look, though. It's not even rejuvenation. Like, you're literally doing something to alter what this is naturally supposed to progress and look like.
Okay, so see, from my understanding, they was going to be able to take some stuff here because, there's certain looks. There's a tight look. There's a medium look. There's a juicy look. There's some got extended clitoris to where I don't want to say clitoris. Maybe it's the Damn, see,
It's
that's
long.
It's just, yeah, it looked like a little,
I think it
maybe
is
it is a clitoris.
yeah.
It's like a longer than normal. So, some people get that shrinking. Some people have loosey lips on the side. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I think all coochie has its own identity, just like all people look different, So, but some people really, hate the way they look down there. For the most part. So, like I said, when I started hearing these commercials on Black radio, I'm like, oh, okay, I think they're starting to bring this generation of people in to say it's not just this culture that's doing it. I think everybody can do it. But again, some people have problems with the way they look. Look at women. Some women who think their breasts are too small. They put an implant in.
But there's safety issues when it comes.
There's always, absolutely.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna put this person out there, but like I know somebody that had gotten breast implants. She's had them in for over 10 years. She's already having issues. She's having issues with them. Oh, no, maybe 20 years.
Okay,
20
because
years.
every 10 years, I thought they were supposed to be taken out and redone.
Well, it's deflating. One of her boobs are deflating. And
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, ooh.
Yeah.
And so she has to pay. She spent a lot of money on them. And now she has to spend that money to get it fixed.
Because from my understanding with boob jobs.
Well, there's different types. Just so you know, there's different types of breast implants.
There we go.
Uh-huh.
See?
There's different types.
See?
So the one that's more natural, I forgot.
Like
there was the silicone that people did, and there's
and the
another
saline.
one.
Saline.
Mm-hmm. So she got saline, which is supposed to be, I think, it's just water. So if it was to explode,
it's not gonna.
Right. And so yeah, she got to pay for it again. And I was like, girl, that's a lot of money you spent.
But see, I'd rather as a man, right?
But you won't know.
I would rather not even see you get that, because now I'm feeling funny about the way that titty look. When you could have just stayed your natural. And
the thing is, you can't tell. I mean,
I know.
With the exception of like the white women that get like big ass breasts that just sit up
like
all the fucking time.
8D.
Yeah, but it sits up all the
Double
time.
D.
Like you could tell when like women get like certain women you could tell when that get breast implants. But there's certain women, if you didn't see them when they first started, you can't tell that they have breast implants because you're still sucking on her nipple.
Right.
You don't know the difference. You don't know.
I've been tricked many a times. One time I told this woman, like, you have the perfect breasts, and she still didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing.
But were they fake?
They were implants.
How did you know that? How did you find out eventually?
She eventually told me. But I'm just looking at them like, I was just looking at them like, these are perfect.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
And she didn't say anything.
Yeah, because they sag a little bit. I mean, listen, like breasts will sag a little bit, and people do things to keep it, like they get it lifted. Anywho, that's another thing. But vaginal bleaching, the concern for the American Committee of Obstetricians and Gynecologists is they just taking a stand against genital cosmetic procedures, but they want people to be informed of potential complications like infections, altered sensation. I don't know what this one is. It says dyspareunia, adhesions, and scarring. There's a lot of things that can take place.
Right.
So,
but that's with everything. You have a surgery that you always, you get heart surgery. You're gonna have that big long mark down your chest.
But you're talking about your genitals, your fucking genitals.
But again. So that's why I say, I have mixed emotions on this, because again, I like people to be all natural. Now, some people.
But you watch porn. So in your mind,
there's so many different looks to what a vagina looks like.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So are you watching with white women, black women?
I watch with everything. I even watch little people porn now. I'm like, wait a minute. No, little people get it in. They
Oh my gosh, snap. But nonetheless, you're watching it for a reason, but are you literally looking at like, oh, her shit is more pink than
Yes,
you're looking at all of that?
You look at that.
Even the anus?
Because they're giving these close-up shots. It's called point of view shots.
Okay.
So, and again, you'll get a point of view shot. Like, you'll get a butthole shot. You definitely get the coochie shot, especially if there's a scene where she's into herself before he comes into the picture. You see everything. You see where she put her finger. You see where it's split. You see where it's moist. All of that comes into play. But that's what I say to each and every individual. They have their own look. Now what I think the porn industry does is try and take the employee and try and get it to look the same way that this person looked, because maybe for selling purposes.
Well, it said, I don't know. The article had said that they basically want their genitals. Wait, hold on. Where is it? It basically said the women that I see want their vulva to match the rest of their skin and get a more pubescent type look. But match your fucking skin. Okay.
They want the pink look. But that's what they sold. But even in black pornos, right? What makes a really good shot is a brown skin chocolate woman, and when she split, it's just pink. It's like literally red. It's like it's. I don't know how to explain it, but it's beautiful, But that's what they're going for, that look. But in a black woman, you can't take what's pink inside and then try and put that to your butthole. That's not what it looks. Black people's butt just got darker buttholes.
It's our skin.
It's that's what I'm saying. I don't think this is.
Vaginas are pink on the inside regardless,
right?
But I know for white women, they're basically pale colored,
right?
And then it goes into pink.
And then, so what is that? Propecia? Where your skin is a little red in some areas and
I
the
don't
other.
know.
Okay, but so I think it's just that red.
Right.
Look
So if you smack a white person's skin, like it changes color immediately.
And that's what the look is. They want that look because that's a shot right there. When you slap somebody's ass on camera, and you immediately have that red looking handprint, then it slowly fades away, or that adds all to the excitement of that moment. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it does.
Vaginal bleaching. The most I have done, and I haven't even done cosmetic, is
a bikini wax.
Oh, I get my yaya waxed, but I go to Unique Wax. I went to them in New York first, and I loved my girl. She was always gentle when it came to stuff like that. But they use natural wax where it actually dries up on its own. So they'll use a stick, right? Put the stick, they lather different areas, they break it down into sections, and then they rip it off, and it literally is a lather of wax that you throw away, then you do it again. Because some wax places, when they first started and people were getting infections,
they would reuse it?
Same stick, yep. So when I went to Unique Wax, when this girl had recommended it to me, I loved that the wax dried up on its own. So the strip, literally, like if she put wax on one lip, when she ripped it off, she would throw that away.
There you go.
Go back. Lathered, So I get my yaya wax, and then I would do V steams, and I did V steams at this place in Santa Monica, California, called Tikkun Holistic Spa. And V steam is actually like a holistic healing where you're just kind of rejuvenating the insides. I mean, and men can do it too, but it will go through your anus, right? Like you're sitting on what I call a throne. Looks like a toilet, but it's a throne. And there's there's minerals in the steam, and then it's coming through your feet as well. So that's not cosmetic. That's just,
holistic.
Correct.
Right, there you go.
So V steams and my yaya waxed. Yes, those are the only things I do. So transitioning to men, Snap, what are some of the trends that you've been seeing in men?
The newest trends that I'm seeing on men are these man weaves.
Right, and I didn't even know it was called that.
Man weaves. And so at first, I made all kinds of fun about it, but then I did kind of like a survey with some friends, and let's say I spoke to about 5 different male friends that I interact with on a daily basis. And at first, it was like we all had a make fun of it thing. But then we had to kind of fall back a little bit because, again, this may be something that can boost a certain person's confidence. But at the same time, if it's not done 100% correctly, you would look like a fool. So
but the man weaves, yeah.
Right. And so it's like, nowadays you can go into a barbershop, bald head, and come out with like a 3-inch afro.
Oh, I looked at some of the videos you sent me. I'll put that in the
hairline.
I'll put it in the show
notes. Clean.
But it's great for balding men, though.
You can come in with a bald head and leave out with dreads. But again, so my whole thing was, but
what are your thoughts about that, though?
I think you're painting a lie. I think you're doing something. I get it. Like
but you're not able to tell though.
Right.
That's the thing.
Sometimes if it's done good. If it's done good from the far, you can't tell. But when you get close up, you're like, yo, that look like paint. But maybe you can get away with it. Like, let's say your boy is having a spray
that in the video you sent me. Was that spraying hair?
He's spraying hair. Yeah,
that was spraying hair.
It's spraying hair. It's like hair fibers.
Oh,
and
okay.
then
Yes,
it's like a powder that kind of fills in. But so what I came up with was just to rock it, just to because a lot of people rocking beards nowadays. Instead of growing your beard out and waiting the time for it to grow out, you taking a beard patch and you like literally adhesing it to your skin. I think that's straight corny. But I've seen a video where my man took it, adhered it to the next dude's chin, faded it up, and it was sharp as shit. You would never tell that it was a...
But there's some beards that look painted on.
And that's the other thing.
Right.
I don't really understand the paint because it literally just looks like somebody spray painted your skin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these perfect beards with the cut and the this and the like.
But then you can
shape.
see the black spray paint, but then you see the hairs come out from the side too.
I haven't looked that close. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I don't really like that style, but I kind of get it. But that was, I think, the way they used to do it. Okay. That was the old thing. I think nowadays it's the powder thing. And if you can get somebody who can really do it good, you actually can look sharp.
I wanted to see a video, and I know you didn't find it, a video of how they even attach the weave to the man's head.
Well, that's just it. Okay. So,
I saw like one article, they had glue, they're using adhesive.
Well, for the most part, it's a spray. So.
But there were some that were locks, were corn.
Yeah, so what you do is...
It's still a spray?
Yes, it's a spray.
Not for cornrows?
Okay, so...
And locks?
What I'm thinking with the cornrows and the locks, that's weave. That's fake.
Oh,
yeah. But the way they attach it, it's like a spray. So I don't know how they lock it in. It's a spray. It's something that seals, and then the hair will stick to it so it won't fall even if it rains.
I've seen that for the fades. I didn't see... Because I was curious on how this man went from being bald in the middle of his head to having locks.
It's a spray. So they spraying it. It's like a powder spray. You get something straight
I saw that, yeah.
And
then they spray something to lock it in.
Clean it up. Yeah.
What are your thoughts about man weaves? Would you get one?
I would never get a man weave.
Are you balding?
I think I'm balding.
Would you do the spray?
I wouldn't do anything. Okay. I wouldn't do anything. I'm going to keep my hair as low as possible to where it all is the same height. Now, when my hair really starts to get like where it's bald and I know no hair is coming back and it's only giving me the shoehorn look, where there's hair right here.
Yes, that's such
nothing right
that
there.
Is so you're bald in the middle, but you have hair on the sides.
Nah, so from that moment, that's when I start going completely bald. You know what I mean? And so I do get it to where that's a confidence thing with men. When you start losing your hair, you start feeling like you older. Your stamina ain't where it need to be.
That's so interesting.
Your libido ain't where it need to be. You start hearing all these erectile dysfunction commercials.
Well, it's only because you're literally telling yourself like, I don't feel confident.
And it's a mental thing. I mean,
it's always a mental thing.
You really
not with just men, but like in general on the things that we.
And so that's why I have a much better understanding of women in weaves. At first, I couldn't understand.
But it's a protective hairstyle too.
But I'm like, why would you got a great set of hair. Why would you put that wig on?
To protect your hair, especially in the wintertime. And then there's some women that when they got relaxers, I remember this one woman, her hair, when she was in the hair shop in Brooklyn, she literally was going like this over the sink and all her hair was just coming out.
See, and that's
but it's because of chemicals. Like we've been socialized to believe that we have to have straight hair. But I do, like my hair is in 2-strand twist right now, but my hair is past my shoulders now, right? But to protect my hair, because the woman that did my hair when I first came down to South Florida and she pressed it, she fried my hair. She fried it from heat. So now the lady was like, yeah, we can't put heat on your hair for now. So I got to do all these natural protective hairstyles.
There you go.
So 2-strand twists. I could look like Celie. That's fine. But I have to tell myself when I walk out, Snap, I have to feel confident in how I look. At first I was wearing hats because I didn't feel confident. And I was just like, fuck that. Right. No, I look good. And I had people complimenting me.
Hey.
I had to tell myself that though. I was like, Georgette, you look great. So I had to tell myself like, Georgette, you look good with your 2-strand twists. And this one guy was like, yo, I like those curls. Did you get them done today? I was like, no, they're a week old. He was like, shit. Again, because when I changed how I looked,
reinforcement, right?
I changed how I looked. The world started reacting to what I thought.
There we go. And so I think that's what's going on here. Because for me personally, I wouldn't do it, but I can understand how this may boost some confidence.
It's right.
You may be going to a friend's wedding. And you can't get it together, and you go to the barbershop, and because nowadays it's not just the powder. People are getting charcoal waxes. Men are, we starting to take care
the
of
face mask.
Right way.
I saw that, but that women are doing that too.
Y'all been doing it, but
charcoal. They're doing it with
toxic
their teeth.
Masculinity prevented me from doing it. That was,
but it's pulling off acne and blackheads, right?
Right.
You know
See, I didn't understand that before.
It's just literally pulling it up.
The only person I ever knew who wore a mask was a criminal and my mother or a woman. That was it. Dudes didn't wear masks like that.
But to even shout out to my homie Winston Duke, aka M'Baku for Black Panther. He did this video on GQ. I'll throw that in there. Where they were talking about like his favorite items, and one item he had to use, I think, was like a face cream or something, like a moisturizer. And he was just like, "Yeah, he's like as men," and he said it so casually. He's like, "As men, we just have to challenge what we think, as masculinity is. Like it's like literally, seriously, people, charcoal face mask to clean up your face, and you're overthinking that.
I was, because I mean,
would you get it now?
Because I got to go to the barber, and I really don't want to do that.
But I think you could get it done elsewhere.
You know what? Okay, so I
think you
did
get it
see
done
you
elsewhere.
can buy it and do it at home, but I
Yeah.
think even I wouldn't do that. I'd waste. I do it one time. I think I do it one time, and then I think what may bother me is like because you can actually see the blackheads and stuff coming out onto it.
Right?
You peel it.
Yeah.
That would freak me out. I'm
Why
like, all of
would
that
it?
is in my skin.
Yes.
I'm cool with just a wash rag and some soap. I'm good with that.
I can't with
You
you. Men are wearing makeup as well. For those that don't know, men wear makeup on film sets, TV sets, and stuff like that. And so
I can get that
can
because
get- okay.
you're on the camera, but to just come out your house with some eyeliner on.
But no. So now you're being extreme. There's men that are just doing the pragmatic, like simple cleaning look, right? So you don't even know when men that a guy could walk up to you and be wearing makeup and you wouldn't know.
I know it's confusing sometimes. They good.
What's confusing
boy
about
good.
that? Just how women wear so women wear makeup to transform their look and enhance it. Or let me not say transform, enhance their looks. But men wear it for like the same reason why they get charcoal masks.
And so see, like
to cover up bumps,
Okay,
light marks, discoloration.
So maybe this is where I'm at. And
Okay.
again, this is my ignorance. With women, you can take that normal looking woman, and you remember how we was talking about nigger fishing, and you make them up and they look like a totally different person.
Well, yeah, like maybe they're tanning and they look like they're black.
But I always saw that as sexy when a woman puts on lipstick or something like that. When a man puts on makeup and he's not on a movie set or something like that, I'd say why.
You're going to the extreme of there's men that shout out to the men that have no problem actually wearing makeup, like going like full eyeshadow, eyeliner, lipstick, like that's their thing. But there are men that are literally putting on like a concealer or powder to cover up discoloration.
Right.
So there's extremes. Like there's women that I'm the woman, I don't really know how to do makeup, but I would be on the side of like wanting to have more natural makeup if I'm doing my own thing. When I come out, I'm wearing a gloss or a lip balm. There are men that do the same thing to them. They just don't want their lips ashy. So that's
Absolutely.
so to them, it's not makeup; it's skincare.
And so that's where
so
I'm
it ranges like from like simple, pragmatic skincare to cover up something to like the men that actually do makeup.
Right, and there we go, because there are men who use certain textures of makeup to cover up scars.
Correct.
And
It's
things
the
like
same thing that women do.
And so I get it now. Like before, again, that question was why? Why are you
Because
wearing
all you're
it?
hearing is makeup. Makeup equals women.
And then
it's not
for
necessarily
a
that
long
case.
time, again, the toxic masculinity, if you were walking around with this big ass scar on your face, I'm like, you a dude, that's acceptable. It's like,
But
but
there's
I
men
don't
that-
know how he feels.
Correct.
So-
Just how you said you don't want that U-shaped head.
There you go. Right.
Like that bald spot, you're going to do something about it,
Right.
and you just said that you're going to shave it. So everyone has their different ways. But the last thing is, men get there are actors that get their teeth done, meaning they'll put in, what do they call them?
Veneers?
Veneers, and I didn't know that. I
Yes.
was like, but with veneers, from my understanding, they have to shave they have to make your teeth really small,
And then put them in.
yes.
So once you get them in, you can't really.
That's a wrap.
But okay,
It's a really expensive process, but like not just men, but there were some actors that were I was put D to some actors that actually got veneers in their mouth. Mm-hmm. I was like,
I think Denzel might be one of them.
I ain't saying no
You know
names.
who a very here you go, popular person with veneers, Jalen Rose, former basketball player. He does like Get Up in the morning.
Oh, I've heard that name. Let me look him
And Jalen Rose, again, he was a part of the Fab Five in the '90s with the Michigan Wolverines. Really good squad. Well, anyway, one of the jokes he tells is the day he got up on stage with David Stern to sign that NBA check, the next day he went to the dentist to go get veneers because his his
I'm looking
grill
at who
wasn't
right.
But again, down here in the South, there's like up north, I didn't notice it. Like up north, what you do is you get gold caps. A lot of the young guys down here get golds in their mouth. And when they get those permanent golds, they're fitted to take them out. They really need to shave your teeth. So now you look like these
So you mean like
gremlin
if they
teeth.
right? So you mean like they get them fitted to the point where they could potentially leave it in for forever?
When you leave those golds in for more than 10 plus years,
Oh,
and you want to take them out,
Oh, yeah.
you gotta get your teeth shaved. And so some people if you don't get veneers right away, some guys go back to getting those golds because your teeth are so far spaced apart. But it looked like
and they're tiny now.
it's
They're baby teeth.
Yeah,
they
for
look
the
like
most
baby
part.
teeth.
Yeah, baby teeth on a grown person.
Why? Well, why do you? I guess, and I have to look it up. Why do your teeth have to be that small for veneers to go in?
I'm not sure. I think they plug in. It's like it's a fitting. It's like it's a permanent cap that you fitting on top of your teeth. It's like, you remember how you used to have, what was that thing that grandma used to have where she was able to, and it came out, and then you was like, damn, are those teeth? But then there was a part that looked like the roof of her mouth. It was like this roof of her mouth looking color. Called dentures, not dentures, maybe dentures. But veneers was just taken to the next level. They're permanent. But again, to get them in, they got to shave your teeth down because these fit over your original teeth, if I'm correct.
Right. Now I'm looking and see, now we went into this rabbit hole of veneers because I really want to know. It says 23. So Cosmopolitan has this article, 23 things you need to know before getting veneers. Oh, shit. They act this month. What's her name? What's her name? Who is this girl? Do they shave your teeth down? Is that I want to know if they really shave your teeth down. You don't have to veneer all of your teeth.
Yeah, you do.
So it says you don't have to in this article. You don't have to
Really?
veneer all of them. Yep. If you're planning on getting lip injections, tell your dentist about it before getting veneers. The color of a veneer is a really tricky thing. Yeah, it's saying you don't have to after you discuss your veneer.
Okay, so from the people I've seen with these, and I know a few people, mostly with the older people, right?
It says prep doesn't mean your tooth is about to be shaved to a small nothing of a nub.
Okay, there we go. But again, it looks weird if you have half your real teeth and then you see veneers because they're different. It's a shade of different color. And with veneers, you can make really white looking, and that would throw your other teeth off. So I think they really always just do the whole set.
So in this article, and I'm going to throw this in the show notes as well, it says you can either get partial, so it doesn't cover your entire tooth, or you can get the full to cover your entire tooth. So they could do that's strange. So you don't. So in this article, they're saying that you don't necessarily have to get your teeth shaved to a nub. You don't have to veneer all of the teeth in your mouth. And you don't actually even have to veneer your whole tooth.
Okay.
That's still a little janky, though.
But this is some of the things that's going on now. Because, again, for years, centuries, we've always just admired the way women looked and how they could make themselves up. Because you could take I don't know how many times I've been like, God damn, oh, man, that's you. Like, you look like a whole different person. And, I got caught up. See, look at me stuttering. I got caught up a couple times where I would completely ignore this person the whole year. And then that one little dance at the end of the year, that get together, I'm like, that is not you. That is you. And now I'm trying to kick it for the summer. You see? So it was one of those things. But, again, back to trending things that's happening in the men community. That's one of them. The powder hair. Men are trying to, up their game in with their grit.
Real thing.
People are getting enlargements, and we call them implants. We're calling them
So what
implants.
happens? Do you know what happens? What's actually done?
From my understanding, it's, it is a procedure. It takes about 4 hours or so. They implant a device. What happens is you're going to inflate that device before sexual activities. And so this point, when you inflate that, and there's a little, valve knob, you can inflate it to keep it up. And now you can use this. So now you don't have to worry about impotence, during these acts of sex. And then you deflate it down. But for the most part, it is an extension. You're taking your normal size 6 to 8 inch penis, and you could extend it, damn near up to a foot or more if you wanted to.
Does it last? Does it stay?
This will, and so the way it was explained, I'm talking to my lady, these penises will last longer than your life. So, because a lot of men are getting them 40
my gosh.
plus.
So when you're dead sitting in the coffin,
your penis will still work. Like, well,
shit.
So, but yeah, they last, once they're in, and you can use it.
Do you know what the safety concerns are about that?
I can't say.
Okay.
I can't say,
I'm
but I'm thinking with
that.
anything, I'm pretty sure not every penis extension went right. I'm pretty sure there were complications, but the ones who do go right, I'm pretty sure that the men who get them feel a little more confident in their situation.
Wow.
Because a lot of it, when we discuss, and I'm gonna keep it real, when we discuss erectile dysfunction, it's not that a man can't get hard. It's the fact that it's the excitement around the head of your penis that 2-minute mark. So you get 20, 40, 50 strokes in and you done, but she's like, we just getting started. So now that's where the conflict comes in. It's like, yo, you need to do something. Now, some women fall back and be like, all right, well, if you done, I guess I'm done. And not satisfied.
Yep.
But communication nowadays, where you can communicate like, yo, listen, you need to. So what happens is, all right, we get that 2 minutes and then it'll slowly go down. But instead of doing something about the slowdown, you complain. You be like, damn, nigga, you finished already, man. Damn, you always shit, you black ass dick, right? But you might need to do something. You might need to tickle it a little bit. You might need to kiss it a little bit. You might need to rub it, give it a hand job or something to get it back up. But that's where our confidence comes in. And so now we start taking shit like Viagra and all these shits that'll fuck our inside up. Damn near get a heart attack or something like that. You lower your blood pressure or something. I don't know all the things that go on with, but when you hear these commercials and then the fine print and shit like that, you like, why do that to yourself? But I think the way to go so you don't have to take all of that medication would be the implant. But, I don't know any side effects or anything. But I think the side effects would be a great hard-on and a great sexual encounter.
Yeah, that lasts longer than you wanted to. Okay, so going into all the things as we get ready to wrap this up.
Ain't no man complain about being hard too long.
When you're not having sex, is what I'm saying. Okay. If you're walking out in these streets and you're going to work and you still have a hard-on because of the Viagra, that's what I'm saying.
There you go.
Going into all of the things, just want to lightly tap on this because I don't want to get into their business because I could care less. But women cheating versus men cheating, the whole Cardi B Offset shit that's happening, and I'm just hearing more and more about it. So Offset surprised Cardi B on stage with roses that spelled out "Take me back, Cardi." She was not happy about that. The crowd wasn't happy about that. And a lot of things that people are saying are a couple of things that people are saying is, so she was the first woman to headline Rolling Loud. So he spoiled her moment, selfishly speaking, right? Like this is her moment in time for her job. 2, women are always expected to take men back. Always expected to fucking take men back. But men are so up in arms with their ego that if the tables were turned, would people be hollering, Cardi, take Offset back? Cardi would have gotten dragged for filth. And take Cardi and Offset out of it and just put another man or a woman there. The woman would have gotten dragged for filth, called a hoe, a slut, a this, a that. But all of a sudden, it's like, take him back. He wants you. So I just want to talk about women cheating versus men cheating and the double standards about it. Something that you said in the previous episode before, when Corey was on with us, you were saying, Overthinkers Anonymous. You were basically saying that you didn't even give it a chance. Like, if in your mind, if there was an inkling of a thought that you thought she was doing something, you didn't even ask her. You just left it alone. So, but why is that? Because if you were in a relationship with somebody, I mean, you are now, but I'm talking about like before. Like, okay, so
because men refuse to believe women are cheaters.
Because
your whole life
growing up,
because growing up, the whole thing is once a dog, always a dog. It's always focused on the male. We never really focus on women cheating, and women cheat just as much as men, if not sometimes more. Now surveys say, but again, the whole thing is, as a man, it's ego. It's one of those. I'm the chaser, I'm going to get you, but you know what? I'm going to keep chasing, blah, blah, blah. And that's what that whole cheating thing is. And then it's like when you when you hear about relationships, it's like, well, who cheated? The man did. You expect it. When you hear who cheated? The woman. You like, for real? It's like, and I think that's the double standard of it. But again, we put women on a different pedestal than we put men, and I don't know why.
When y'all want to, though,
it's the double standard. So, but that's what it is. That's all it is, really, because there's no difference in women cheating and men cheating. The thing is that the male ego is so fragile sometimes when it comes to relationships that.
Sometimes
it's damn. And I'm gonna drag her through the mud. And you know what? I'm not even gonna defend her when everybody else drag her through the mud. I'm not.
But you want her to fucking take you back and defend.
Right. So again, my whole take with this Cardi B Offset thing, I'm always wanting to try and look on the other side of that. I don't think this is a real breakup. I think that this is a publicity thing.
Why is everyone saying that.
Because she got too much going on right now. She got an album. He had a video coming out.
I don't think it's publicity.
I think it's just Migos ain't had nothing in a minute.
No, the girl that supposedly was one of the names that he named in the apology, she comes out crying, apologizing.
Yeah, see,
that.
I just.
But I think what she shouldn't have done, because I was listening to their commentary on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show this week, and even last week. So this week they were just basically saying like, well, they put it out there, not put it out there, but the girl had put it out there, Snow Bunny, whatever the girl's name is, and I was like, no, Cardi confirmed it in her video on Instagram. If she never said that we fell out of love, we're not together anymore, even though we're still married, I don't necessarily know if people would have been in their business like that or as much as they are now.
Because I heard her say, we tried to work it out.
She put it on video.
Right.
And so now you have other people, like even like 50 Cent was chiming in saying like, yo, take him back. So you have all these celebrities chiming in. So even though the girl that he entertained having sex with, and he admitted to that in his video apology, his half-ass apology, anywho.
We don't know how to say sorry.
Man, let me tell you, like the fact that you do that and I was thinking about it. Really? Right. That's how you apologize? Anywho, but all I'm saying is I don't think they should have shared that publicly. I think they should have kept it to themselves. Remember when everything kept going down between Beyonce and Jay-Z, the speculation about different things?
Right.
As much as you wanted to say stuff, as much as people wanted to talk on behalf of their camps, they never came out and said anything until their albums dropped.
Right.
And even then, you still didn't know.
Right.
They painted the picture that they wanted to paint.
There you go.
They were still on tour. Everything was still happening the way it needed to happen, except when that elevator video dropped. And the security guard was dead ass wrong for that. Right. All I'm saying is, like, you bring people into your business, and you can't expect to get upset when you invited everyone into your business. Right. Because then she went on IG Live and defended him as the father of her child. So you don't want people talking bad about him.
Right.
But then you open up the can of worms by saying that y'all are no longer together, and
right.
So there's a lot. Even though when she said that she never disrespected him, and
right.
It was what he said, and it just brought too many people into the kitchen. So, but I was using Cardi B and Offset as an example about how the double standard is with women cheating versus men cheating.
Oh no, there is.
Y'all and y'all fucking egos. It bothers me to the core. It is what it is, and so yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got. You got anything else on that topic?
Women are cheaters, men are cheaters. I just think if your communication level, you don't have to be a cheater. If you want to step out and see other women, fellas, just be a little more honest. Or right, just
both people on both fronts.
And I think it's just honesty at the forefront, But the problem is when you so-called fall in love with somebody and now y'all committed and things ain't working the way you want it to work. Now you start doing dumb shit.
Right. Instead of going to counseling, someone had suggested marriage counseling. If you're married, this is part of the process.
Right. And you don't have to be married to go to counseling. If you serious
I'm
about your relationship.
so glad you said that.
I didn't say I was going.
Anywho, Snap, hit us up. How can they hit us up?
blacknuancepod@gmail.com.
Oh yes, shout out to Nicole. She hit me up. This girl named Nicole, one of my friends from New York. Mm-hmm. She said she loved the podcast, and she was like, "Do you take listener feedback and commentary and questions?" I was like, "Yes, hit us up on email." So that's why I wanted to throw that in there. So, golly, Nicole Scarlett. Yes, that's her name. Shout out
Nicole. Okay, so email us blacknuancepod@gmail.com.
Yep.
We on Twitter and IG @blacknuancepod. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and you can find me on IG. ROB.
You didn't tell us how they can find us for SoundCloud, Spotify, and Stitcher.
Oh yeah, I didn't add that.
No, just say they could just search Black and Nuance Pod. You almost got it though. Black and Nuance Podcast. Excuse me.
Almost got it.
Okay, go ahead.
And to find me, ROB_OSnap on Instagram and on Twitter, ROB_OSNAP.
Georgette Star on Instagram with 2 R's. Georgette on Twitter, and yeah, we're out of here. Peace.